So, I actually had another video shot for this. This is actually Thursday. I'm actually live, not live. I'm going to post this video right after I get done recording it. I won't do any editing or anything this time around because I feel like I need to get this out of my system. I almost went live last night on my Facebook and put this out there, but I wanted to calm down, get my thoughts together on it, and get to a healthy state of mind before I approach it. Because there are a lot of subjects, like, this is one of those touchy things, right? Like, it's one of those touchy subjects that once you touch it, it's almost like you're picking a side. I'm not picking a side. I think both sides are stupid. And that's the reason why I'm making this video, because I feel like somebody needs to say this. And I get that a lot of people won't touch the subject because they're afraid to offend, they're afraid to, make somebody angry or whatever and catch the backlash. I'm okay with it. All honesty, I really am okay with it. You guys are welcome to unfollow me, unfriend me, comment nasty crap. I don't really care. But I'm going to put this out here. Nobody cares about racism. And what I mean by nobody cares about racism, the people that are feeding into the racism are the ones that are causing racism. So if you're black and you are all about how, there's all this racism in the world and the white man is holding you down and this, that, and the other, you're fueling racism. If you are white and you are, trying to advocate for the black population, the African American population, however you want to code it, you're supporting racism. If you are holding a tiki torch, you are supporting racism. If you are talking about racism at all, you are supporting racism. And in a way, I kind of feel like I'm supporting racism right now by even talking about it in this video. So, Roseanne Barr. That's what set this onslaught from me. Here's the thing, alright? I guess she made a reference from the Planet of the Apes into the Obama administration somehow or another. I don't understand the tweet. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But, the world is losing its mind right now. So much so, ABC canceled her show. Her agency dropped her. All of these nasty tweets. Literally, I tried to go through her Twitter account to try to find the tweet. And all of these insane, nasty tweets to her about how horrible of a person she is and everything else. She's a comedian, and she made a bad joke. Let's talk about Kevin Hart, or let's talk about Cat Williams, just to name a few. Constantly making racial jokes about white people while they're on stage. Constantly. Nobody cares. White people laugh it off. Black people laugh it off. Nobody cares. But there's this taboo thing that if a white person makes a joke about a black person, that all of a sudden it is appalling, unbelievable, you're racist, everything else. But, Cat Williams, he makes jokes about white people all day long and nobody cares. I'm not saying either one's right. No, she shouldn't have made a joke about the Obama administration. She shouldn't have went there. She knows it. I know it. A lot of people know it. She made a bad joke. She shouldn't have done it. Period. But I'm trying to get to the underlying issue. The underlying issue is there's so much racism out there that, hold on, that gets our support, like, really gets our support. We support them being racist. And then we pick and choose, like, where that's okay, where that's not okay, who can and who can't. Like, no. When it comes to racism, just like racism is, it needs to be black and white. Like, there's no good racism. Oh, well, that joke was funny, so it's okay. Oh, that joke was offensive, so it's not. Like, no. There's no good way to be racist. It gets on my last nerve how much attention that racism is getting right now. And the reason why it gets on my nerves is because there are a lot bigger things going on in this world that we all need to be concerned about, over top of Roseanne Barr making a bad joke. There is a lot more worse things going on in this world. There's a lot more injustice in this world than worrying about what some comedian said at 2 a.m. on a Twitter post. Now, I am by no means on this video talking that, you know, racism doesn't exist. It does. It does very, very... It does everywhere. And what I mean by racism exists, I'm not just talking about against black people. I'm talking about against white people. I mean, give me a break. There's racism against white people all over the place too. There's racism against not the Mexicans. I can't remember the nationality now. But, like, there's all this racism geared towards a certain nationality. I can't remember it for the life of me right now. Taking our jobs. Like, there's racism everywhere. There's racism against Amish people. And the reason why I call Amish its own race, because their whole belief system and everything separates them completely away from everybody else. But what I'm saying is, there are judgmental people everywhere you go. Everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, there's a judgmental somebody out there. I get that. But I also understand that, just like my mama raised me to believe, you fuel the fire when you give it attention. When you pay attention to the dumb stuff in this world, then you make it more of a thing than what it needs to be. Now, am I saying forget racism, don't stand up and fight for the injustice that's going on in the world? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, though, is if you are going to be an advocate to try to fix these injustices and try to stand up for an all-race united world, you don't get to pick and choose sides. The goal should be to support and and to obtain equality for all races. So, like, this whole Black Lives Matter thing, do Black Lives Matter? Yeah. Does the Black Lives Matter campaign do what it should be doing? No. Nope, not at all. Because they're not for equality. They're all about, you know, black people and that specific race. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there are. I'm pretty sure there are Mexican, Latino groups out there that are fighting for equality from those standpoints. I know there are white people left and right trying to scream innocence and everything, because anymore it really feels like everybody's got to point fingers at white people. I don't know. Alright? And again, I'm sorry if I'm offending any of you out there. I'm really not trying to. But we gotta do something different, man. We gotta start approaching this problem differently, because I'll tell you right now, like, these things that we're doing currently, they're not fixing a thing. We're not doing any good. We're not making any ground or anything. Kaepernick, right? I'll tell you something I heard on the radio the other day, and it absolutely is completely true. And I loved how the radio personality put it. Kaepernick is doing everything in his power to get a message across about the injustice in the U.S., which is an amazing thing to do. However, his actions are not conveying it. His actions are making people angry, taking the attention off of the actual reason why he's doing it, and now it's just being looked at as what he's doing. People aren't talking about the injustice. People are talking about the fact that he's disrespecting the flag, or that he's taking a knee, or whatever. Nobody's talking about the injustice aspect, the whole point to why he's doing what he's doing. Nobody's talking about it, and it's not fixing a thing. All it's doing is making people angry, making people question the NFL and why they're not doing their jobs and enforcing that their players follow certain rules or, policies or whatever. It's not having any impact on the issue that he's trying to have an impact on. And that's why it's worthless. Should he be allowed to take a knee? Absolutely, because this is the United States of America, and you should be allowed to protest in a peaceful manner and do whatever you want to do when it comes to, expressing yourself. However, the point that he's trying to make is being defeated by his actions. And that's the same thing that all of these other groups, all these other factions that are attempting to define, themselves against racism, against injustice. That's what's happening. The Black Lives Matter campaign. It first started off as a way to draw attention to the injustice from different aspects against the black African American race. But now it's gotten to a point where people are associating it with a hate group. People are associating it with, I don't want to necessarily say terrorist group, but people are associating it for its actions, not what it stands for, not what it was originally created for. And so its purpose is being defeated. I'm at 13 minutes, so I'm going to cut this shy and just tell you, if you want to stop racism, just start by not giving it credit. Start by being nice to other people. Start by loving one another and not talking bad about another race. That's how we get there. That's exactly how we get there. I got a lot of African American friends that I consider like blood to me. That there are a couple out there I grew up with, like in the inner cities, and that I grew up in the hood. You know what I mean? Like, it's the whole reason why I live out in the sticks now, because I wanted to get my kids away from that environment, because it was bad for me, it was bad for everybody that grew up where I grew up. But that's the thing, man. Like, we gotta strive for better. We gotta look for better. We gotta do better. The only way we're gonna conquer this racism thing, the only way we're gonna conquer hate groups and hate crimes and horrible, hate-related tactics that these people out here are committing, is by combating it with positive, combating it with working together, combat it with, loving one another. Like, seriously. It's the only way. Again, if my message today offended you, I'm sorry. I am. But I feel like this needs to be said. Somebody needs to say it. And that's what I'm doing, man. I've said from day one on this channel that I'm gonna try to give you guys the most unfiltered image, the most unfiltered truth that I could possibly give you from me. And this is what was on my heart. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys stay safe. I hope you guys love each other. I hope you guys go kill your goals today. We're at Thursday, so it's towards the end of the week here. It's time to go finish this, get the rest of this week out, get to our weekend, and push through these barriers, these roadblocks that are in our way from us achieving our goals. I love every one of you. I'm one of the most open-minded people when it comes to the race population that there is, man. I love every single one of you. Black, white, Mexican, Latino, Guatemalan. I don't care, man. We were all created by the same creator. I am in no way, shape, or form against anybody. I love every single one of you. We got to start showing that. We got to start being intentional so we can stomp racism out by proving them wrong. That's just my point of view. I hope you guys have a great day. I love you guys. See ya.